Welcome to In Fearless Conversation, a podcast from 261 Fearless, where every discussion is an opportunity to shape the future. I'm your host, Kim Chafee, and together we'll explore any topic that impacts a woman's quality of life, from leadership and personal growth to health and financial security. Join me and discover how a fearless conversation can shape the future you deserve. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it might be that you are tuning in and listening to this episode. Whether you're out for a run or driving in your car, maybe folding laundry, I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing, welcome to In Fearless Conversation. I'm so excited that you're here for today's episode because we're talking about something that we've been working on a little bit behind the scenes, and I'm going to tell you up front, it's called LACES, like think shoelaces, right? I mean, we are a running organization for women, so LACES makes sense. But before you think, oh great, another acronym, just stay with me because it's not really about the acronym, although I think it's very clever and I'm very excited about it. It's about finding the words for something that we've been doing all along. So have you ever had one of those moments where you've been doing something for years and then one day you suddenly realize, oh, that's what I've been trying to say. Like you were finally able to put it into words in a succinct way. That's exactly what happened to us. Because at 261 Fearless, we've spent years empowering women through running, and it's been amazing. We've started clubs, 261 clubs around the world. We've trained coaches. We've developed leaders. We've created educational programs. We've built partnerships. We've welcomed women who never thought of themselves as runners. And we've watched all of these women discover confidence that they didn't know they had. But it seemed like every time someone asked, oh, so what exactly does 261 Fearless do? And we would reply with our mission, right, which is to empower women through running and education. They would say, right, but what does 261 Fearless do? And the answer after that always felt a little long because truthfully, we do a lot. We do so much. And all of it matters. All of it is so important. But there wasn't one simple way to explain how they were all connected. And so we kind of took a step back and we looked at everything that we'd built over the years. And everything that we've learned from women in dozens of countries. And it was one of those light bulb moments that it all comes back to 5 ideas or 5 pillars, 5 concepts, right? Not 5 steps, not 5 programs. They're not things you need to do in order. These are ideas and experiences that we want every woman to have. And that's where LACES came from. So this isn't something new. We didn't invent something new. This isn't a new program or anything. We simply found a better way to tell the story that we've been living all along, that we've been providing all this time. And I love thinking about it this way because LACES are essential for running, right? They don't make you run, but they hold it all together. They hold your shoe together, and that's what LACES does for us. It's the thread that runs through everything we do. So today I want to walk you through, or maybe we should say run through each one of the letters of LACES and just give you an idea of how we've pieced this all together. So, are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, let's start with L. L is for leadership. And when I say leadership, you might be picturing someone standing at a podium giving a speech or being the loudest person in the room, but let's redefine that, because leadership isn't about titles, really. It's not about being that loudest person in the room. Quiet strength can be leadership. And leading by example. It doesn't have to be someone standing at a podium. And at 261 Fearless, we believe that leadership is something that can be learned. It can be nurtured and it can grow one step at a time. And that's why it's not just something we talk about and we hope for, it's something we intentionally develop. So our 261 Coach Education Program helps women become confident coaches who can support other women in their community. That's one way we develop leadership. And for those that are ready to take the next step, we have our Master Coach Education Program, which helps women mentor other coaches and strengthen clubs and lead at an even greater level. And when and if women are ready to launch a new 261 club, we don't just wish them luck. We provide one-on-one business training to support and help them build a community that will last. Why do we do that? Because every time a woman grows into a leader, she creates opportunities for countless other women to discover what's possible in themselves. We call it the 261 effect. It's the ripple effect that happens when women join 261 Fearless. So leadership isn't necessarily about always being in front. It's really about making sure nobody gets left behind. Next, we have A for access. And access is probably bigger than people realize. Sometimes we think about access as, do I have a space to run, like in a park nearby my house, or do I have the right running shoes? And having a space to run and having running shoes are important, but it's also about asking who feels like they belong, who thinks running isn't for them, it's for someone else, or someone who thinks they're too slow or too old, too out of shape, maybe too busy. But 261 Fearless believes everyone belongs. It's not just for the marathoners. It's not just for people who might identify as athletes. Everyone deserves the opportunity to experience what movement can do for their health and their confidence. And that's why we've created programs like Activate You, which is a great starting point for women who may not have thought of themselves as runners yet. It's designed to meet women exactly where they are and help them grow. And every single week, our 261 clubs host meet runs around the world. They're welcoming. They're built around the simple idea that everyone deserves a place to start, a place to run, a place to belong. Access is about removing barriers, and those barriers can be physical barriers, financial barriers, emotional barriers. At 261, we work really hard to open the door for everyone and say, come with us. Okay, let's talk about C. C stands for community. And I don't want to say I have a favorite because they're all important and they're all wonderful, but there's something so incredibly special about a 261 Fearless community. Community is so incredibly important on so many levels. And if you've listened to this podcast for a while, you probably knew that this one was coming. because running is wonderful, but it's the people that you run with, which is where the magic happens. And community isn't just necessarily about having people run beside you. It's having people who notice when you're not there, right? It's people who celebrate you for showing up, not necessarily for how fast or how far you ran. It's people who don't care about those things, people who ask how you're doing and if they can help with anything. And today, our community with 261 stretches far beyond one neighborhood or one country. We have 18 clubs, 18 261 clubs across 14 countries. We have more than 250 active coaches. And altogether, we've welcomed more than 7,000 women into this community. And that's so exciting. But it's not necessarily the numbers that matter most. It's the chance that every woman has to find the connection and the encouragement and people that will believe and support her. That's what matters. And that's what we're trying to build. Not just running clubs, it's this community, this global community where women inspire, uplift, and empower one another. Next is E. E stands for education. And sometimes this one surprises people. They think about education and a running club and they think, but when I think education, I think sitting in a classroom. And sure, sometimes that happens. We do that too. But for us, education is more than just sitting in a classroom. It's about confidence, because the more we know, the more capable we feel. And at 261, education isn't something that happens once. It's not something that you get when you first join as a coach and you get your coach education program. I mean, every woman who joins one of our coach education programs begins there, and that's the strong foundation, but that's not, the learning doesn't stop there. We continue to provide ongoing education, resources, so many opportunities to grow. And that can be learning more about running, proper running technique, recovery. It can be about coaching, leadership, women's health, lots of topics. It's not just about your initial coach training, because empowerment isn't built in one weekend. It's built through continuous curiosity, lifelong learning, practice, asking questions, continuing that thirst for knowledge. And we believe that when women have knowledge and the right support, they become healthier and stronger and more confident, and not just with running, but in every part of their life. And last, but certainly not least, we have safety. S is for safety. And I think when we hear the word safety, initially we tend to think about physical safety. And that is so important. And at 261, that's why we have our meet runs. We run together as a group, running with others, being prepared. Those things matter and they're so important. But there's also another kind of safety that we feel matters just as much, and that's emotional safety. Feeling like you won't be judged, or like you have to prove yourself to the group. Feeling like it's okay to be new and a beginner, and to run at your own pace, feeling like you belong. It's why every program we have at 261 Fearless is intentionally non-competitive and non-judgmental. We welcome every pace, every age, every background, every ability, because growth doesn't happen where people feel embarrassed or worried. You have to feel safe in order to take risks, in order to step outside your comfort zone. You need to feel like you're going to be supported no matter what happens. And that's the kind of environment that we're committed to creating every single day at 261 Fearless. So that's LACES. These are the things that 261 has always provided for women because, truthfully, this is what every woman deserves. Every woman deserves a chance to lead. Every woman deserves access to movement and opportunity. Every woman deserves a community where she belongs. Every woman deserves education that builds confidence. And every woman deserves to feel safe while doing it. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one. Ask yourself, which one am I drawn to right now? Are you looking for a community? Are you ready to step outside your comfort zone and become a leader? Maybe it's time for you to learn something new. Maybe you're looking for a place where you finally feel like you belong. Whatever it is, start there. Because being fearless, it doesn't happen all at once. It grows one step, one conversation, one connection at a time, maybe one run at a time. I'm really excited that we finally have a simple way to tell the story of what 261 has always been about. And if you're the swag kind of person, which I am, I will let you know that we are currently working on some custom laces to add to our 261 Fearless online shop. So keep an eye out for those coming soon. Come find us on social media. We're at 261 Fearless on Instagram, and let us know which one of the LACES pillars, ideas speaks to you most right now. And share this episode with someone who could use a little more fearless in their life, or someone who you've tried to explain all that 261 does and couldn't quite put it simply. I look forward to exploring LACES more with you in the future. And until then, stay fearless.